Hey,
All
what's up,
right.
Scott? How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good, good. It's nice to meet you pretty much face to
Yes.
face, at least.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Cool. So, yeah, I was talking with Matt, and Matt was telling me, that you're loving the program and stuff like that. So I wanted to
Oh,
get some
jeepers.
feedback.
Yeah, I was just messaging the other day and told him that since the beginning of this, I'm up a little over 4 grand.
Nice, nice.
I'm, I've never thought this was possible.
Yeah. Well, it's good. I mean, it's 100% possible. It's just, you got to take that leap to go into learning how to do it, you know. I
Yeah.
try to show everybody that. It's funny because like there's so many people out there that they don't realize that you can actually make money doing it. They don't think they can, because that's how it's portrayed out there. It's always portrayed that you're just going to lose money regardless.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know
And it's funny that since I've joined the program, even before I joined the program, I followed a lot of your videos. But I even now going back and watching videos again just to see if there's things that I've missed and like, hey, yeah, now I'm doing that. Now it's making sense.
yeah.
And a lot of these other videos that I was watching and stuff, they're the same old bullshit. It was you got to bet the 110. You got to bet, if you bet, the higher odded odds, you're never going to make any money. And it's
Yeah.
just like,
And they don't realize that, when you bet higher odds, it doesn't mean that's all you're doing. I mean, it's a mix of
right.
stuff, I mean, it's a mix of things. So, I mean,
Yep.
one day you could have a play that's minus 200, the next day you could have one that's plus 120, you could
Yep.
have one that's minus 130. It's a mix of everything together. So,
Yeah.
I'm glad that,
Yep.
you're having success with it all though and understanding how everything works. So, how is your understanding of it? It's all coming together pretty.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I never thought that I would, because I like watching baseball. I mean,
Yeah.
I like watching the Mets, and
Hmm.
that's a hard team to watch anyway, because they do their famous Mets meltdown and stuff during a lot
Yeah.
of their games. But, I took, some of the, um, suggestions that you gave out about like finding player props, just betting like on player props. And that's what I've been doing. I've been betting a lot on the no runs.
Yeah.
I've been finding players in the bottom three, like you said, and with a good pitcher. And, you know, a lot of them obviously have hit for me.
Yeah.
And then it was weird because the other day I was watching one of your shorts and you were saying something about finding the worst batters on a team, and then
Hmm.
betting them to strike out or something in the first at bat.
Yeah.
And I did that for two batters on two different teams, and I hit them both for. I mean, they were both plus like 200, 2 or
Yeah.
300.
Yeah.
And I only put a little bit on there because I was like, okay, if this hits, great, I'll make some money. If it doesn't, well, I was just testing it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, no, I'm not getting into that one. That one I can see that one going bad very quickly.
Oh, yeah, you could get a little carried away with that one because that's a lot of bets you could put in literally in just one game, and in the
Yeah,
matter of a
yeah, yeah.
couple
I
innings.
could lose my entire bankroll in one
Yeah, if you
in
get
one
hooked on that one,
afternoon.
yeah. That one's more of like what I like to do in that one is maybe pick like one or two batters maybe in the game and then
Yep,
do it. Like that, not
yep.
every single batter, choosing whether they're gonna strike out or they're gonna, bounce out or fly out or not. I just like
Yeah,
choosing maybe one or two. So that way
yeah,
you
cause
don't get carried away. If
yeah,
you're
yeah, and
gonna
it
do
makes
it.
it a little exciting for that one batter. You're like,
Yeah,
okay, strikeout, strikeout. You need a strikeout, and then you hit it. And
exactly.
but I learned, okay, that was fun to do, but I'm not here for that. I'm here, like
Yeah,
you say, I'm here to make money. I'm not here to have fun, even
yeah,
though making money is fun. I'm here to make money,
exactly.
and I'm tracking all my bets.
Yeah.
I sent a link, I think, to whoever needed it, so they could look at my bet tracker as well.
Okay.
And
Good.
the bets that I have lost, I've gone back and I've looked at them and like, okay, was it a good bet? In my mind, they were good bets. They were
Yeah.
just, you know, one of those things that happens. Like
Yeah, I
on
mean,
the on the no run that I bet. yes, 2 days ago, I bet on a guy that hasn't hit or hasn't crossed a plate in 50 games.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even, I mean, he's a catcher. He barely hits the ball and gets on base.
Yeah.
First up to bat, crack, home run.
See,
Like
that's more of like a bad beat-ish kind of
yeah,
stuff. Like, yeah, like
yeah.
that, you just got to write up and, write it off.
I
Like, all
just
right,
start.
well,
I just started laughing. I was like, that figures.
yeah, sometimes that happens like that for sure. Yeah, but I mean, when you review your plays, like sometimes your losses are just going to be losses, I mean, you did
Yep,
everything right. Sometimes it's going to happen because even if
yep,
we're hitting 60, 70 in that range, you're going to lose 30, 40% of the time anyway. So, I mean, there's going to be losses that just occur.
yeah,
It's just,
yep,
it is what it is sometimes. You just
yep,
got to, write it off and be,
yeah.
it's going to
Um,
happen.
I a question I do have now.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've looked at my bet tracker at
not
all.
yet. No.
But if you look at it, when I started the program, I was at, I believe it was a 210,
Yeah.
because I had a $7,000 bankroll.
Hmm.
And I started at 210, and then when I got it up to where I had made like 1,500 or something, I bumped it up to 235,
Okay.
and then I bumped it up again to 270 when I hit $9,000 or something, 9,500 or something like that.
Hmm.
And now that I'm up a little over 11 grand, I bumped it up again. Am I bumping it up too quick? Should I slow down on bumping it up like that?
Yeah, it seems like, are you doing it like every 2 weeks?
Just about. It's been about every 2 weeks to a week and a half. I'm bumping it up as soon as I get to where I can bump it up a good amount. When after I make like 1,000 or more, I bump it up. Should I slow down on that?
Yeah, I would kind of slow it down to about a month, like every month,
Okay.
beginning of the month, then change it every month, the beginning. Because like
Okay.
now you did pretty good in accelerating it a little bit
Uh
and
huh.
you bumped it up. I mean, you've made a pretty good profit already. So I
Yeah.
would kind of chill it out a little bit. Yeah. I
Okay.
would
So I'll break it back down to like 270 is where I've been for a
yeah.
while,
And
for a
then
little bit
on
now.
the first of every month, then change it. And then
Okay.
yeah, so do it that way once a
Okay.
month. And then
All right.
you should be good from there on out doing that.
Okay.
All right.
When you get up a certain, do you like pull your money from the sports books after you get a certain amount, or you just continuously leave it in there?
Depends if you want to like pay yourself out of it, yeah. I mean, you could do that. If you're just trying to just build it and let it just keep building on top,
Okay,
you
so
don't, you don't need to pull anything from it. No.
oh, okay, yeah, because I
Yeah.
have like one sports book has like 2,500. I built it up to like there's 2,500 in one. There's a
Okay.
thousand and a couple of the other ones. I have six because I'm in New York.
Yeah.
So unless I go down to PA where I could get a few more, I only have access to pretty much six sports books.
I got you.
And ESPN bets is where I've been doing a lot of my betting. I either have to be luckily I drive truck for a living, so when I drive into PA, I can make my bets in PA, or when I drive up to Massachusetts, I can make my bets on ESPN
I got you. Yeah,
bets
you
when
can
I'm
leave
in.
them in there. There's no problem with leaving it in there. Like I said, unless
Okay,
you want to pay yourself and pull money out to pay yourself, that's the only reason you really have to take any money out of that. Other than that, I
okay.
would just leave it
Yeah,
go.
no, I'm not planning on starting to pay myself until I'm done with the program, and
Yeah.
hopefully, and this is my projection, and I think it's pretty conservative. By the time
Mhm.
I'm would start with a $7,000 bankroll, and I'm hoping that things continue going, which I know there's going to be losing days and there's going to be winning days and losing
Yeah.
months,
Well,
and I'm
that's a part of the
already
reason why I'm kind of like saying, for chilling you out a little bit on raising the unit size up because you've already within like a month or so, I think it's been about what, a month and a half?
yeah, it's been about no, it's only been a month. The 14th will be. I started June 14th, so
Yeah, so I
July
mean, you're already
14th
up.
will be a month.
That's like 30% gain on your bankroll already, pretty much. If you,
Right.
yeah, 4,000 on 7,000. So, that's why there's going to be a little bump in the road that's going to
Oh
hit because
yeah,
it's going to happen.
yeah,
So
yeah.
there's
It's
going to
bound
be,
to.
yeah, there's going to be a little bit of an even keel that's going to,
Okay.
hit eventually. So, yeah, I mean, that's why I said let's, slow it down a little bit. So that way,
Okay.
when you do hit that little bump, it doesn't really do much. It's just
Right.
it's
Right.
enough to go right through it. But
Okay.
yeah, other than that, I mean, you're great progress. I mean, that's great
Yeah.
progress in a month.
Yeah.
That's
No,
can't
I'm,
ask for more than that.
I was like, okay, when I was talking to Matt, he was, when we got, and where we got to where I was like, okay, I'm going to do the program.
Yeah.
And initially when he said, how much, I was like, yeah, let's just do it. I like, I'm not going to mess around no more.
Yeah.
I talked with him about a year and a half ago, and I was shocked that he remembered me.
Yeah.
And at that time, I had like a $2,000 bankroll that I was willing to go with. And he's like, let's bump that up a little bit more and then get back. So that's what I did. And, I'm glad I made the plunge.
What made you like pull the trigger now rather than before?
I've been thinking about it for a while. I was following another person, and
Yeah.
at first he was doing good. He was just starting. He was doing straight bets, which is all I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, that stupid turning $10 into $10,000 challenge everybody's doing.
Yeah.
He started doing that crap. I'm like, okay, whatever. That's not a big deal. It's $10.
Yeah.
And now it's like every day, all he puts out are parlays, and they're just huge parlays, and they're just stupid. I'm just like, no, I'm not doing it no more. And it's like, I love going to the casino. I love playing blackjack. I love poker, but I'm like, I'm tired of that scene too. And I don't want to do that no more. So it's like, I've always loved sports. I've always, I've played sports ever since I was like 8 years old.
Yeah.
So I'm, I just decided to take the plunge, and it's like, I was on the verge of figuring everything out, but by joining the program, I was introduced to some bets in baseball that I didn't even know existed, and now they're paying off. They're paying off good for me, so I'm excited to see what other stuff in other sports that I don't
you
know
just scratched the
about.
surface really now. I mean, all you've seen is baseball. Yeah, wait till NFL comes in.
Yeah,
So
because there's a
speaking on
lot of
that,
bets that.
what's kind of like your favorite part of the program so far? Is it like the props, learning how to do the props and stuff?
Yeah, the props. Yeah, a lot of the player props that I didn't know. I mean, I never knew you could bet on having a player cross home plate, or having a player strike out, or taking a certain amount of bases. I mean, I didn't know
A lot of people
anything
don't. A
about
lot of
that.
people don't know that you could do that type of stuff. They don't dig deep into the sports book to kind of see that stuff because they don't portray that stuff to you. They don't put it on the front page to you. You kind of got to dive in there and search for it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But also those plays, reason why people don't do them too is because they kind of want excitement. You want to watch the game and be excited while you're watching it. Having somebody not cross the plate obviously isn't really that exciting. You're sitting there, you're rooting
like
for them to not do anything. So
yeah, exactly. But like you were
that
saying,
sometimes.
like you said in a couple of your videos and stuff, are you here to have fun, or are you here to make money?
Exactly. Yep.
And my end goal is I'm going to be 52 in August.
Yeah.
My end goal is to be able to retire and have a steady stream of secondary income coming in, to where, I don't have to worry anymore. Like I was going to say real quick before, when my expectations for like the end of the year would start with a $7,000 bankroll, is I'm hoping to have, get into that $30,000 to $50,000 mark.
Yeah.
I know that might be a little big, which I'm that's what my goal is. But if I only get to 25,000, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I would like to at least double my bankroll.
I mean, realistically, yeah. Like when you think on like realistic terms, doubling your bankroll is definitely obtainable. Taking 7 and getting to 20-ish, it's a little like you could get there. You could with the changing the unit size every month and stuff like that. Just got to be careful, just got to be careful.
Yeah. No, I'm not one of these guys that expects to turn, $1,000 into 100,000 in 2 months or something. No, I mean, like, come on. No. That's why I'm like, if I can make my bankroll by the end of the year between 14 and 20, 25,000, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy right now. I'm happy. I'm ecstatic right now making, 4,000 in what I'm doing. And I'm following a lot of the picks that you put out, your guys put out and stuff, but I'm also doing my own research
Yeah, which is
and
good.
finding my own plays as well. And I think that's part of my success right now
It
is
is.
that I'm doing my own thing while I'm taking
Yeah,
suggestions on what to look for, and I'm
exactly.
using
That
I'm
is where the success comes from, is you being able to
yeah,
do it. That's the whole point of it, is so that way I give you all the information, you go and you do your own research behind it, so that way
yeah,
you can understand how to come up with that, and you can use that for other plays as well, diving into other stuff, like you said, the
yeah,
run scored and all that stuff. So
yep.
great. That's very good. So now, what would you say, like, if somebody was watching us right now and they were on the fence, like, to joining it, what would you tell them?
I mean, like if you have any inclination of wanting to be good at sports betting and know
Mm,
that this is something that is attainable, and if you take your time and you do it like you're told to do it, and not and use your bankroll as a tool,
yeah.
and think of it as a tool and not money, and I mean, do it. I would do it again in
Yeah.
an instant. I had no. I mean, when Matt told me the price of it, I had no hesitation. I've watched enough of your videos. I've watched enough of your speaking with other clients that
Mhm.
you've had watching those videos. I had no doubt in my mind that if I listened to what you said, if I implemented the strategies like you said to do, look for the certain things to look for, that I was going to be successful.
Yep. Good. I'm glad that's perfect. Like that's exactly the way I love for somebody to come into it, thinking, not coming into it. Because some people, I'll tell you, to be honest, some people come into it obviously with the opposite mindset. They come into it like, man, this isn't gonna work. Man, this doesn't work. Like, I've worked with a bunch of other people and got picks and it doesn't work and it doesn't work.
Yeah,
That's not the mindset to have. Like, why would you join something if you're gonna join it thinking negative? Should always
yeah.
join something, thinking positive that yes, this is gonna work. Of course it's gonna work. He's gonna teach me the right stuff to look at.
Well, yeah. Well, you're the only one on YouTube right now that's actually saying, you know, get a bankroll,
Yeah,
stick with a 1 to 3% of your bankroll for your bets.
yeah,
Don't worry about, you know, hitting the home run, pardon the pun for baseball, but hitting
yeah,
the home run in one bet.
yeah,
You know, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. This You're in this for the long haul. You're in if you're not willing to do this for a long long time, and you're looking to make quick fast money like a
yeah.
lot of these YouTubers are doing now. They're like, throw 10 grand on this
I
one,
know. I see
throw.
the same stuff. Yeah, I see the same
I'm
thing.
like, I'm like, no, no, you
They'll go to
know,
the table, roulette table, 10,000 on red. All right, let me throw
yeah,
10,000
yeah,
here.
exactly,
It's like,
exactly,
yeah, it's just showing people the wrong stuff because like that stuff is going to take somebody that doesn't have that money and they wanted a quick double up and then they lose everything
yeah.
in a matter of seconds. So it's
And
like,
and I'm
it's not the way
and
to
I'm
look at it.
glad. I was The first thing that I was apprehensive about
Yeah.
was that not the money aspect of it, but it was like, okay, I jumped into this. Now is it going to be like other things that I've gotten into where they hype it up
Yeah.
and then you don't hear from them ever again?
Yeah.
So I was kind of happy when Matt said, "Here's my number, text me.
Yeah.
Here's the email address to message Frank. Message him, he'll message you back, or someone on his team will get back to you." And
Yep.
immediately, as soon as I've texted Matt, I mean, I've texted Matt probably 4 or 5 times throughout the process, just letting him know, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And then after I told him that I had basically, I'm up to where I paid for the program
Hmm.
and I've
In
made my money
1 month,
back
in
doing
one
that.
month too.
Yeah.
That's
And
so
trust
good.
me, I'm not thinking that, I have no mindset thinking that, I'm going to win forever, because I know
Yeah,
that I won't. I know that
exactly.
I know this isn't a roller coaster ride.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's good. I mean,
I've
that's
been
what
sports.
we pride ourselves in that. Like that's what I like because I like to keep in contact with you guys and stuff like that to make sure that everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. and stuff like that. And that's
Yeah.
part of like the app that we got now. Like you got the community section in there. Everybody talks,
Yep.
whoever has got a question about stuff and everything like that. Because I know, like, I've taken coaching programs and stuff for business and stuff and everything like that. And I've experienced some stuff like that where it's like you signed up for it, they give you the course and everything, and then they disappear. There's really nobody to
No,
talk to.
yeah,
So
exactly. And that's what
I
I
was
was
like,
worried about.
I don't really like that. So I was like, I'm never gonna have that like that. Like I
Right,
want to have
right.
it to where, if you guys need help, you have somewhere to reach out. If you got
Yeah.
questions, you can reach out. Just like this. We
Yep.
can hop on, and we hop on and talk, if you got
Yep.
questions and stuff and everything. So
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
I'm glad that
I
you
mean, like I
recognize
said,
that.
like I said, I'm doing great in baseball, and I've never been able to bet baseball.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to when football, basketball, and hockey
Oh yeah,
come
it's
in,
fun. It's
and
very fun. Very busy though. I'll put it that
yeah,
way. Very
yeah,
busy, but it's fun.
yeah. And because see, when I first started this,
Yeah.
I would just because of curiosity and how I'm doing, I would check my phone constantly. I would try to like watch the game, or
Yeah.
I would do this, and I wasn't really sweating it. I was just like, okay, let me see how I'm doing. Let me see how I'm doing. Has it hit yet? Has it hit yet? Have
Yeah.
I lost? Have I lost? Or what's going on with it? I'm starting to try to. All right, I made my bets for the day. Regardless of the outcome, I have no effect on how the game
Yep. Exactly.
comes out.
Yeah.
Go
And you'll
on
get
with your
even
life.
more like you'll get even more used to that. The more you become a seasoned
Yeah,
veteran and doing the process and everything. Like
yeah,
me, for example, like I'll put in the stuff and I might not even look at it, until the end of the night and just look at the balances and be like, oh, okay, we won today. We did good,
yeah.
because it just messes with your emotions sometimes. Like I love sports and
Right.
I love to watch sports. We all do. But
Yep.
sometimes when you do have money on a game, like you do have emotion behind it. You'll sit there and watch it. And it's like you get emotion
Yeah.
behind it. You have a team, they go down by 5 runs. You're like, well, I lost that bet. But then next thing you know, seventh inning, they come all the way back, tie the game, they go into extra innings, they end up winning. It's just a range of emotions that
Yeah. Yeah.
so
I have to admit one thing. There was a few times that even though they lined up,
yeah.
everything lined up, and it was with the Mets, and everything's lined up, and it was like, okay, we're gonna bet the money line on the Mets, even though they're the underdog. I'm like, don't do it, don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. I know the Mets.
Yeah. Hey, well, they had that one string where they were doing pretty good. They won
Yeah,
like
they were
what, eight
doing
in a row.
great. They were, yeah,
They
yeah,
won
they
like
were
eight in a
doing
row,
great.
but
So, I mean,
yeah.
I can get to my stop, and most of the time, the baseball games haven't even begun yet. When I get to
Yeah.
my stop, so I can take my half-hour break and go through my ordeal and have time to place my bets and then
Good.
start my drive home and everything.
That's
So,
good. I mean, yeah, at least you got a good schedule going with stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
So,
no, I'm having fun doing this. I mean, you
yeah.
know,
It's always fun
and
when you're winning.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It
Well,
definitely is.
it's fun. It's fun for me to figure out why did I lose? Why did I
Yeah.
lose these four in a row or five in a row or whatever it was?
Yeah.
And it's okay. It was just a bad beat.
Yeah.
It was a
And
bad
sometimes
beat.
it happens. It happens, Sometimes
Yeah,
that's just the way that it goes. Just like I mean, you could literally just like you said, the one guy didn't even touch the plate in 50 at bats. He comes up, hits a home run. Like that happens,
yeah, yeah.
And you
First,
gotta laugh at
first,
that. Sometimes you just gotta laugh at it and be like, all right, whatever.
first or
Because some
second
people
pitch, and there was two people on. There was two people on base, and it was like he was. I think he was batter 8 or batter 9 or something. And all of
yeah.
a sudden, I'm like, all right, here we go. Second pitch, crack. You have got to be shitting
Yep. Sometimes you gotta just laugh at that. That's what happens. And then
me.
sometimes what happens is the pitcher, like a pitcher prop, we take like the under 2.5 in a pitcher prop. He comes out and he's just not feeling it. It gets shelled in the
Oh
first inning,
yeah.
gives up 4 or 5 runs, and then you're
Oh
like,
yeah,
oh, all right.
that happened to us with I think Garrett or something not too long ago.
Yeah.
We had him for the 2.5 under,
Yeah, it gets shelled in
and
the first inning.
yeah, he got
Sometimes that
shelled.
happens.
I mean, he didn't even
Yeah.
last 4 innings, and
Yeah.
he pitched I think 30 pitches in 1 inning, and they tell us like, well, this is a loser.
Sometimes it works out that way. That's just you got to laugh at it, and then you just
Yeah,
move on to the next one,
but
pretty much.
I really appreciate everything that you do. I'm glad that you're taking the knowledge that you've worked hard
Yeah,
at getting with all the years of your ups and downs, and then allowing the rest of us to maybe not have such bad ups and downs.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm glad. I'm glad, and I appreciate, the words on that. I do.
Yeah.
Because it definitely that's the goal, is to help all you guys out, so that way, you guys are making money, you guys are having fun. Like that's the goal of it, instead of being on the opposite side where people go broke and they're
Oh
depressed.
yeah.
Like it's better to
Yeah.
be on the other side.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that because, like I said, there was this other guy that I was following before I took the plunge, and he was like, "Okay, well, we made 10 units today, and then,
Mhm.
well, we lost 5 units today, and then we lost 6 units today. So now you're
Yeah,
even."
that's rough. That's what I'm saying. That's rough. Like betting that way is rough because some people can't handle losing 5 units in a day or losing six in
No.
a day or something like that. They can't, like, just mentally, they can't do that. And
Yeah.
then next thing you know, they're just wasting their money because they're betting random stuff because now they're trying to get that money back. It
Right.
happens
Right.
every day.
And
It happens.
I'm starting to get into the mindset, like I said, of my bankroll as a tool, and I don't look at
Yeah.
it as money, because if I looked at it as money, betting $270 a clip,
Mhm.
and I lose 3 games, there's
Yep.
3 units.
Exactly.
I can't look at it as losing
Almost
now
a
almost
thousand. Yeah,
$900.
exactly. You can't look
I
at it
got to
that
look
way.
at
Yeah.
it as I just lost 3 units. That's it. 3 units. Work tomorrow, and we'll get it back.
Exactly. Yep. That's the only way that you
Now
can
I'm
look at it.
I'm averaging um close to 5 bets a day.
Yeah.
Is that, and
That's about right.
they're fitting my criteria of, after listening to what you said,
Yeah.
looking at what I had to look at. They're not just throwing a dart at the wall and
No, that's about
seeing
right.
what sticks.
For baseball,
So
that's about right. Yeah. Anywhere from like 3
okay,
to 5. Around 3 to
because
5 usually how baseball is.
my thinking is if I lose one or two, I'll either still make money or I'll come out even or just a little behind
Yeah. Yeah. That's
with
about right.
placing like 5 bets, and
Yeah.
they're scattered all over the place. They're not,
Yeah. And I
they're
mean,
not one thing.
don't force to get down 5
Yeah,
bets. If
no,
5 bets, yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
force anything
if 5 go
anymore.
through your checks and then 5, is what it is, then that's
Yep,
fine, but if there's only
yep.
3 and you go
And
through, then you're only doing
I've
3.
got yeah, a buddy of mine, I've got and I've been talking with him and everything, and
Mhm.
we've been talking back and forth about some of my picks and stuff, and
Yeah.
he's starting to watch some of your videos and stuff. So I'm
Oh, good.
continuing to talk to him to see if this dude's for real. This
Nice.
guy's for real. He's not a bullshit artist. He's not one of these
Yeah.
that's going to take your money and you're never going to hear from him again.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the dude is real, and he's kind of, okay, let me see how you keep doing
Yeah,
the
he's on the
next few
fence.
months,
He's
and
one of those guys on the
yeah,
fence. That's
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah,
happens.
exactly. So, I just wanted to say thanks for taking the time to talk to me,
Cool.
and I'm
Yeah.
sure we'll talk again throughout,
Oh,
again
we definitely
before
will. Yeah. It was
before
fun
this and
chopping it
everything.
up for sure. All right,
Yeah.
Scott. So yeah, like I said, if you got any questions and stuff, the email, you got Matt's number, everything.
Yep. Yep.
Don't hesitate. You can reach out.
All right. Thank you so much, and you have a great weekend.
All right, brother. I'll see you later, all right?
All right. Take care, brother. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.